Hey everybody, this is Coach David and this is my daughter Rayma, and we're going to be working on a couple of the basics of round off tumbling. Of course, everybody's kind of on quarantine or lockdown right now, and so we're not advising doing any tumbling in the home, obviously, unless you have space. We don't have space in our house to do that, so we're not going to do that. But what we are going to do is going to go over a couple of the faults that you primarily see in round-offs and things that I look for in particular. Now, as I'm saying that, please understand, I am saying what I see based upon my experience as a coach. Other coaches may say different things. Things I might think are a problem, they may not think are a problem. So as always, I tell you, you need to check in with your own coach. But when it comes to my coaching style, these are the things that I look for. Now, a round off is used for a couple of primary purposes. The number one purpose is to turn your body from running forward to going backwards. So when my athlete is running, they're running this way, and a round off is to get them to turn their body to go in a backwards direction. That's the first part of the round off. The second part of the round off is to increase your speed and your power. So doing round offs that are slow and bouncy and controlled, so to speak, actually don't do anything to help you. They actually hurt what you're trying to do. You want a strong, tight, fast, powerful round off. That is what you're looking to accomplish when you do a round off. Anything other than that is working against what you're trying to do. The last thing is you're trying to keep your energy or your body always moving in a straight line, which are the things we're trying to talk about today. So when your body goes offline or your body goes off center, what happens is your energy is going in different directions. That makes it harder for you to accomplish your tumbling goals. So I'm going to ask my daughter Rayma, I'm going to ask her to get in a lunge as if she's doing a round off. So she's going to put her lead leg, which for her is her right leg in front. You want to make sure your foot is turned straight ahead. Okay, one of the tendencies we see a lot in round offs is the front foot turns slightly in. This pushes our hips over to the side. I want your arms right here by your ears and tight. There should be a straight line from your middle finger all the way down to your foot. And as a coach, I'm looking to see that lunge and that line from the middle finger all the way to the back of the foot. So now while Rayma holds this position, I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I see in tumbling that throws the round offs off. And I'm going to give her a little balance here because I already see her wobbling. The first thing I see is a dip of the shoulders early. So what I've done now is I've dipped her shoulder a little bit early. What this tends to do is cause her hips to go out of line and go to the front of her body. I don't want to see that happen, okay? I want to see this keeping straight. So what I'll say is keep your ears covered, and yeah, I don't want to see that ear at all. I only want to see the armpit, okay? Another thing that I'll see a lot of times is reaching down for the ground. So she'll take both arms and reach down for the ground. Okay, so what this does now is creates a bad angle. See, we no longer have the nice line from middle of finger to the back foot here. So as a result, this is hard. This is actually now going to be harder for her to get her hips up and over her head in the round off. Okay, so this is working against her power. Okay, another thing that we see a lot of times in the round off is the early hip turn. A lot of times people, rest your legs for a second, get back together. A lot of times what we hear people say a lot of times, well, round off is nothing more than a cartwheel. Just put your legs together. Well, the problem with that is when you do that, your hips then open, and this is the way you look. And so once you start doing that, again, you've transferred your energy to the wrong position. So now Ram's going to get into a lunge. And now what I'm going to have her do is open her hip as if she's about to cartwheel into her trick. See what this does? Now we've created bad angles here. So if she was to do a round off, her hips literally would go way over here. So when she landed, she would probably be over here someplace in a round off. So now if she's doing a back handspring, and let's say she needed a spot, and I was here, I'm about to get hit because her hips are going to come right in the wrong direction because she's no longer moving in a straight line. Okay, put your legs together. Okay, now, one other problem that we see a lot with these round-offs is we don't see the athlete bend their front foot enough, okay? So this is kind of like they're reaching down, but this is just the bending of the hips. So we have a lot of straight leg locked into the roundhouse. So put your leg out in front, just straight. Now, reach down for the ground. We see this a lot in roundhouse. Okay, number one, you're looking for the possibility of hyperextending your knee because your leg is locked. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, again, you've now made it harder because now you got to get a lot more momentum to kick everything up over. And thirdly, this is a leg where you drive a lot of your power out of your round off, but if it's straight, you can't push off that leg. Okay, come back, legs together. All right, so what do I want to see? I want to see a deep lunge as far as you can, straight line, so that you can push off that leg. So what I want to see you do is bend your front leg, arms by your ears, bend your front leg as far as you are comfortable right now, and now just push off that leg. 1, 2, 3, push. Good, do it again. Don't kick the leg so much yet. Ready? 1, 2, 3, push. Good, one more time. Bend that leg. I will say push off that leg. 1, 2, 3, push. Good. And if you do it right, you should feel some power from the athlete actually pushing you forward. Last thing. When she goes into her round off, what I don't want her to do is I want her to turn once her back leg is above her head. So now this is a little bit harder in the house. So go ahead and get to your lunge. I'm going to put my hands around your waist. Okay, so she's going to lift her back leg up, 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 up. And then once her leg dries up here, then she's going to turn her body. I don't want her turning before that. Until then, she's reaching straight down the floor. And if she's on a line or she's got a certain spot, she's reaching straight for this spot. She's never doing this. And once the back leg drives up and over, that's when she's going to turn. Okay, so these are a couple of things we look for in the round off to create power. Now, if we were in the gym, we would do some things like snapping through the round off to try to show you how to gain the speed. And the snap through the round off is really simple. I'll talk about it real quick. Get into a lunge, Rayma. So based on Rayma's height and her push, her hand should come down about maybe right in here. That's a good spot for her. So she should be stretching her hands for the spot. Now, most people would shoot their feet way back here. I don't want her to shoot her feet there. I want her to block off her hands and try to snap her feet as close through here as she can without piking. Now, the challenge in that is doing it without piking. That comes from a block from her shoulders and snapping up of the chest, not piking down to the hips. And that is something we'll discuss a little bit more in detail when we get back into the gym and we'll have some mats where if they fall, it's okay and we can all laugh and have a good time. Hey, thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your day.